Greetings, my fellow freedom low sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to LO3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the wild, wonderful mountain state, and today's date is Tuesday, June 15th, 2021. Yeah, I just got back in earlier today. My trip, my flight canceled yesterday. And actually, they did give me a heads up the day before, so I can't really blame them for it. I just gotta always check your emails, you know? That's all well and good. But a few things happened along the way in between that, so it is more of a positive than a negative. And this is some good news that happened in Alachua County, Florida. Hopefully I pronounced that name correctly. Alright? I'm going to look here. Alachua County, Florida, which is in Gainesville is within that jurisdiction. And this came out from the Epoch Times by Jack Phillips. It's entitled, Florida Court Rules Against County Mask Mandate. As it reads here, a Florida State Appeals Court overturned a ruling last year that allowed Alachua County to implement a mask requirement amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The First District Court ruled 2-1 to overturn last year's decision by Alachua County Circuit Judge Donna Keem. The trial court simply looked at the right asserted by Green to narrowly relying on the wrong privacy jurisprudence, wrote Judge Adam Tannenbaum, who was joined by Judge Robert Lawn, and the other handed down on June 11th. The right to be left alone, let alone by government, does exist in Florida as part of the right of privacy that the Supreme Court has declared to be fundamental. The Supreme Court has construed this fundamental right to be broad as to include the complete freedom of a person to control his own body. The ruling added. In the PDF format on that, just to let you know, the right of privacy is a law in the Florida Constitution, which is under Article 1, Section 23. I recommend folks look it up. You can see it for yourselves. And I'll continue on here. Under this construction, a person unreasonably can expect not to be forced by the government to put something on his own face against his will. Florida's constitutional right to privacy then necessarily is implicated by the nature of the county's mask mandate. The majority set the case back to the lower court for reconsideration if it didn't declare the Alachua County Court ruling outright unconstitutional. But Tannenbaum said that the lower court's decision not to grant an emergency injunction was incorrect and said that any law that affects privacy is presumptively unconstitutional and may be subject to strict scrutiny and justify as the least restrictive means to serve a compelling government interest. He added the right of privacy is a fundamental one expressly protected by the Florida Constitution, and any law that implicates it is presumptively unconstitutional, and noted that if a challenged law implicates a privacy right, the burden shifts to the government to prove that the law furthers a compelling state interest in the least restrictive way. The judge also argued that the threat of government-sponsored shaming was not an idle one, while noting that until recently, the face mask mandate seemed like it might never end. Gainesville, Florida-based attorney Jeff Childers, who filed the appeal in representing nursery owner Justin Green, said last week that the court's ruling against the mask may be the first of its kind in the United States. It's great vindication, Childers told the Gainesville Sun. I've been following the issue closely, and I'm pretty sure this is the first appellate ruling in the entire country against the mask. I think we have something historic here. A spokesperson for Alachua County said on June 11th that the county kept residents' privacy in mind. The lower court last year used a rational basis and determined that privacy was not impacted by the country's masking mandate. Sexton said to the paper, this reversal suggests the Constitution is impacted and that on the mandate, he would to be held to a high standard. Had the mandate still been in place, we would have to prove to the court that there was a compelling government interest. We feel like we could have done that. Well, it's interesting about this is that when they try to use this mask mandate in that county, it actually not just contradicts the Florida Constitution I addressed aforementioned on the right of privacy, but Resolution 02-131, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Alachua County, Florida, affirming the civil rights of all residents of Alachua County. And I'm just going to brief a few things. This is being about September 11th, but it goes further than this. It does nullifies not support the actions of the Patriot Act. But I'll just read a few here. Whereas Alachua County, Florida has a long and distinguished history of protecting and expanding the civil rights and civil liberties of its residents. All right? And the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution and the Constitution of Florida guarantee those living in the United States the following rights: freedom of speech, assembly, and privacy. All right? Equality before the law and the presumption of innocence, access to counsel, and due process to judicial proceedings, and protection from unreasonable searches and seizures. And, of course, it talks about the Patriot Act, and it's very similar, like a replica, even what happened in Broward County. Like Alachua has been and remains committed to the protection of civil rights and liberties for all citizens of Alachua County, and the Board of Commissioners believe that a threat to any one person's constitutional right is a threat to the rights of all. And there's a resolution and all that, so they did nullify the Patriot Act and say, hey, we're not going to support it, which is legit. And this was done in October, and didn't say what date either on here. Interesting. It happened in October of 2002. So, I think this is great. So I'm going to add that to the memo to let everyone know you can always do these attacks on a local stance. So that's why even myself, like I talked about in the past, when I let Mayor what's this guy's name? Gary Steller, I think his name is. Yeah, who was the county commissioner, mayor of Broward County, Florida, on the mask mandate, on the easy restrictions when you have a percentage of people getting the shots. And I let them know, point blank, you're contradicting Broward County's resolution of this same title, okay, of affirming civil rights to all Broward County residents. So it's cut and dry, prima facie, no exceptions. Done. So the appeals court made the right decision. And you got to spread this like fire. That's how you got to do it, folks. Always got to do a little homework and throw this extra ammunition at them. They hate it with a passion. And like I said before, the more you know, the more you know about your rights, the more you exercise it, the less you fear. Always love thy neighbor to the best of your abilities. All right, well, that will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout your social media network. If you have any questions, comments, or something issue to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence to the Quorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnotes of these 2 items on my speaker page. And if you want to donate, you can hit me at Loki Luck Numbers 03 at protonmail.com. Let me rephrase that. If you want to contact me, just hit that email address I said aforementioned. And if you want to donate, there you go. You can hit me at paypal.me, cash.app/Loki Luck number 3. If you want to send your donations to the Epoch Times or subscribe, I do endorse them dearly. All right. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love. And may your guardian spirits be with you.